Hello friends. So this is going to be a little update on the bees for anyone who has seen my last bee video about a bear getting into the bees a couple of days ago. This is kind of a follow-up of that. So I walked out probably 3 days ago to check on the bees. I normally walk out there a couple times a week, not too often, but definitely often enough just to see if something has gone wrong. I don't really mess with them. I'll just walk out there and make sure everyone's flying in and out as usual. Water's full, feeder is full, everyone's doing great, yada yada, and then I go back home. So I walked out there the other day and one of the hives, the one on the left, which is the one that's been moving a little slower, was knocked over, frames all over the place. I was having to go through all of our bushes to find frames and put everything back together. The bees were in a swarm on the ground. Finally was able to get them to go back in there. Great. At first I kind of thought it was a really heavy storm that we had, and then based on where all of the frames had landed, it seemed like something had taken them. So I put that back together, kind of started trying to think of a plan on what to do. Next day hits. Walk out there the following morning, planning on doing an inspection and checking things out, and then my good hive was completely knocked over. That has a brood box on it and a honey super on it. Both boxes were knocked over. Thankfully, the bear didn't really take any of the honey. The frames were just out, so all of those bees stayed where they were. I think I caught it only a couple hours after it had happened, so all of the bees were still there. Obviously, they were frustrated, so I put that box back together. Yada yada. So right after that, I went to Tractor Supply. I got a bunch of equipment to build an electric fence. I did a bunch of research. I talked to the person who I got the bees from. Electric fence seems like the best option, and now that the bear, we're assuming it's a bear, I'm pretty sure it is, knows that these colonies are there, it's going to keep coming back. So an electric fence is a decently large undertaking. You have to mow all around, you have to weed whack, you have to bury your ground pole, you have to put your stakes in the ground, set all this stuff up. So by the time I got home, it was almost evening. I didn't have time to put it together. I had to mow. Our mower is not working. Our weed whacker is not working. All of this stuff. So I was like, I just need the bees to hang on for one more night, and then today I will go build this fence. So went out there this morning. I kind of expected this. The hive with the honey super was knocked over once again. I feel horrible because these bees are just I would be frustrated as well. Same thing, it didn't really take much. These ones are a little more aggressive when provoked. So I imagine bear came in, knocked it over. Bees stung said bear a bunch of times and bear left. So I decided, I don't know why this didn't hit me until today. I woke up at 4 a.m. thinking, we have a donkey pasture that is completely fenced in that we're not using because the donkeys are now with the horses. It is all sand. It is right by where they used to be, so close to all of the plants that they've been foraging on, and it's completely fenced in. So why am I going to build this electric fence and spend a week trying to get this done where I can just move the bees? Bear comes back, bees aren't going to be there. They're now in a fenced in area that's cleared. Perfect. So I went out there this morning, I gathered all of the boxes, I put the frames back in, I took them and put them in the donkey pasture. I will insert footage of all of that chaos here, or when I'm done talking, and then, now hopefully they're in a fenced in area. Two kind of sad things. So I checked on the first hive that got messed with a couple of days ago. They have left. So there's only a handful of bees left, and I mean a handful, probably 100. If you've seen a bee colony before, there's usually thousands of them. I was proud of myself because I got the swarm back in their box, but I think after just a couple days of disruption, they decided they did not want to be there anymore. I think that they were queenless for a little while because I was checking the swarm and I couldn't find the queen, so I think they just dissipated. I will eventually get another nuke to put in that box. But right now I'm just going to focus on the one that we still have that's doing well in the fenced in area. So I still moved the box into the fenced in area for the bees that are still in that hive. May try to requeen and grow another colony, we'll see. But anyways, that happened, and then I think I found the queen for the second colony with the honey super. I think she is no longer. It looked like the queen. So the plan is now to check again in a couple of days, which puts me at Wednesday. So I'll update you guys on Wednesday. I'm looking for new eggs. I'm looking for larvae. I'm looking to make sure the larva that was previously laid has been hatched, and if I find eggs and everything else is moving smoothly, I still have a queen. If the old larva has hatched and I don't have any new eggs, that means I'm queenless, so then I will contact the person that I got my bees from. Their company breeds queens, and they have already said that they will send me another queen. So the good part out of this is, one, I've learned a lot in the past 48 hours. I feel like I've been so hands-on with the bees, picking things up, gathering swarms. I'm really comfortable with them now, which is great. I only got 2 stings, which both are my fault. One, a bee ended up in my boot and couldn't get back out, and 2, on my hand, which is, you can't tell, but it's a little swollen. I was trying to save a bee. I saw one kind of fall in a little pool of honey and couldn't get out, so I tried to get her out, and she stung me, so my fault. But I did do a small honey harvest. I figured, it was probably 75% of the way capped, not all, and all of our frames in the super are full, so I decided taking 1 to 2 frames wouldn't be the worst thing. They were all over the ground. Maybe not the best, but I didn't want to take a chance on the bear getting everything and us not being able to taste any of the honey. So I did 2 frames. I've already put new waxed frames in there. They're working on capping the rest from this morning. They seem to be doing okay, so I think that's fine. And from those 2 frames, I got about 4 12-ounce jars, which is pretty cool. It's delicious. I am feeling very optimistic on this journey. So they are now in a fenced-in area. I will insert the footage of me putting the boxes back together and moving them, and here's your little update. I have a feeling I know exactly which bear it is. I'm surprised it took him this long to find it. I was kind of thinking we won't have a bear problem, and now I'm kind of like also surprised it took this long, but I really think it's because I put that super on a month ago, and now it's all filled with honey. So I think that he can tell that there's honey in there. So Winnie the Pooh situation, but a little more chaotic. So wish me luck, and I will check back in on Wednesday when I do my inspection. Bye, guys. This is what it looks like when one bear attacked one of your bee colonies yesterday, and then you walk out this morning after putting that one back together to find out that he came back and he knocked over the other bee colony today. Just spent the last hour putting everything back together, and the bees are not happy. Hence the one that's following my car.